Time's up, Admiral.
Here it comes.
All kids out of the pool for Adult Swim. All kids out.
Lego Lord of the Rings Balrog raised eyebrows for what some fans say is an unfortunate pose. I see it. I see it. Oh, I see it. It's taking a piss on Gandalf.
You shall not!
And he says to her, listen, you got a fine white girl ass. So I don't like the look of this D. Listen, I don't need gay or straight boner pills. My boner works just fine.
Before you go, one question.
Yes?
Where in the galaxy is Sanusi?
Show us your tits and I'll tell you.
Yeah, I want to see movies! I think I've died and gone straight to honker heaven. Boobs are amazing.
Amazing. Howdy, all. I am Adam, the Renaissance Nerd, and welcome to the Daily Dive, the Double Ds, the show where you, the chat, you are the gatekeepers. You are somewhat in charge. You get to tell me what to do, but I also get to have some control over this show. And man, I'm ready today. Got my hair cut yesterday. Got a decent amount of sleep for the weekend. Still a little sick. The sick reared its head again that last week in a nasty, disgusting way. Hoping I wasn't relapsing, but I think I'm doing all right. I think I'm doing okay. Doing all right, but here we are. It's Monday, February 9th, 2026, and we got stuff to talk about today. Now, I hope everybody enjoyed the Super Bowl yesterday. I didn't watch a single solitary second of it because I don't care. I don't know if it was good or bad. You guys have to tell me if it was worth your time, if you enjoyed it. But what I did follow after I was done watching some anime, eating some dinner, talking some Star Trek last night, I did see what the commercials and trailers were like. And I don't care about the commercials. They don't really count. But I have, excuse me, I've been on the record that some of the upcoming big movies of this year, they had to make a showing last night. Some will say the Super Bowl doesn't matter anymore in terms of promotion. I say it still does. I say it still matters. When you have 100 million odd people watching your broadcast and you put out a trailer, they're going to see it whether they want to or not. And it may or may not leave an imprint. So I think it was a mistake that the MCU did not put out a trailer for Doomsday because, as I've made the case for the past month and a half now, the Doomsday stuff needs to remain relevant for 11 months now. It needs to remain relevant until December. And if you take time off of marketing and campaigning, what's going to be a garbage dog shit movie, you need to keep the normies engaged because normies have this much of an attention span. So you need to keep them engaged. By not participating, you left people not paying attention. People are going to forget. But then again, when you spend $10 million per 30 seconds on a trailer, you want to make sure it counts. You want to make sure you're bringing your best, that you're either not putting out recycled shit or one of the worst attempts to jangle keys, nostalgia bait, or generate enthusiasm ever. And last night, we got an instance of both of those. We got useless recycled trash, or what was already trash, and we got a mega disaster. So we're going to take time today to go over the two things I mentioned here. But I do also want to note this broke about half an hour or so ago. And since we've been covering it on this channel and on the live streams that happen on this channel, we now know who our Atreus is for God of War live action on Amazon. It'll be this young lad, Callum Vincent. I don't know who this kid is, and I feel a sneeze coming on. Excuse me. Callum Vincent. Okay. I don't know who this kid is, and it's not so much the kid. It's about where they're going with it. Comes another sneeze. Excuse me. No time to mute. I apologize. But now I got to blow my nose. Damn it. Right in the middle of what I'm trying to get to. Hang on. Bodily functions, they happen on stream. You try to mitigate it as much as possible. Anyway, so we got this kid, Callum Vincent. Good for him. He has had a small career. I think I saw he's appeared in one of the Chucky movies, Child's Play style, stuff like that. And he's playing some stuff. But this kid is 10 years old. And I wish him the best of luck. But here's the problem. As you read down on here, oh, go away. It says Callum Vincent is joining the series as Atreus, the 10-year-old son of Kratos. I just did a double check when I was prepping this. In God of War 2018, Atreus is 11-12. So you've cast a kid you've underage cast what he's supposed to be. And then when you get to Ragnarok, he's supposed to be 15-16. A few years have gone by. He's not a kid. He's a teenager. It's not a miscast for the actor. It's a miscast of the age. And it kind of tells me, maybe Ron D. Moore has no idea what he's doing. And maybe, just maybe, he's going in a direction that will be sort of a prequel to 2018. How that works, I don't know. But this is it's another red flag on this show. Now, we're not going to go much deeper in this. I'm going to leave this for Sunday. When Roundtable returns this Sunday at 3 p.m., we will dive into this because we've been talking this casting here and there. And I bet we're going to get a Freya announcement this week too, and maybe a Balder. We'll see what happens. But the casting of this show has been, it went from really good with Ryan Hurst and at least good physical with that Olaf Olafsson, who is just he's a Scandinavian Euro actor who has no career in the West. It was looking good there, but it's gone downhill with Mandy Patinkin and everybody else. A lot of red flags, if you ask me. This doesn't feel right. Good luck to this kid, but I feel like age-wise, he's a miscast. I don't know if he's a good little actor or not. I don't know. It's not about him per se. It's about him being too young, and the way they're going to be adapting Atreus. So it's not hitting here. So we'll investigate this more. That's why I want to save a deeper discussion for Sunday, because we'll probably get a few more casting announcements this week, because they're clearly about to ramp up production right now. Now that they're announcing everybody who's involved, they're probably building sets, all kind of stuff. Ryan Hurst is in the gym. He's got to put on some serious muscle. So we're probably going to find out more this week of the cast, but this is not a good sign. I don't have a lot of faith right now. So there you go. I wanted to make sure that I mentioned that, since we have been covering the God of War live action news here. Anyway, I don't want to know, Kratos, what you and Cloud are doing in your private lives. I really don't. Hail, Planet. Yes. We're not talking Star Trek today, fortunately and unfortunately. No, I talked Star Trek last night on Wormhole Watch. Catch that every Wednesday, edited on Duke Devil 95, where we talk DS9. Even though I had a little internet problems in the beginning, I was able to rectify them. Weirdest thing last night. My internet kept dropping out last night constantly for about 3-4 hour period. And we get to Wormhole Watch, which we record at 9:30 every Sunday night. And it starts dropping out. I'm thinking, oh, shit, here we go again. Because it had been stable for about an hour and a half, and then it started being wonky. And then I went over to check my router. And I touched my router, and it was literally super hot. Because I thought, okay, maybe if I unplug the router, it'll reset the ping and stuff like that. Because that's what you do. If you're having any problems, you're no super internet tech genius, which I am not. You do the basics thing. You unplug your router, you give it a break, you plug it back in, let the ping reset, everything's be fine. But when I touch it, it was like literally burn your fingers hot. So I unplugged it, let it rest for a few minutes. It was still warm, and plugged it back in, and everything was fine. So it looks like unplugging the router did work, but something was going on that was making my router get super hot. I think that's why I kept disconnecting my internet, because it was just super freaking heating up. Maybe it was just safety shutting itself down. I don't know. I mean, there's multiple people using the internet in this house, so I don't know. I have no idea. But either way, it was hot. And I think I fixed it with basically normie effective technique. Unplug the router, let it cool down, plug it back in. Everything's been fine since then. Because you got when you're me and you make your living on the internet like this right now, if the internet is going out, you kind of get afraid. Shit, fix yourself. I need to do stuff. I got places to be, people to talk to, things to talk about. Yes, that is the general thing. See, a clanker would know. A clanker would know how to deal with unplugging things. A clanker would know. Anyway, so hope everybody's doing all right. I'm doing all right. I gotta keep. I found some problem is with this super cold, which is sort of ending this week. The cold snap is finally ending. Running the heat so much, just let's put aside the horrible energy bill I'm gonna have to pay for this month and next month. The horrendous energy bills I'm gonna have to pay. Running the heat, it's drying out my throat, which only adds to my cough, which I'm still got the sick for. So I'm coughing even when I don't have anything to cough up, and it's terrible. So I gotta keep hydrating. Stay hydrated. Drink water. Stay hydrated. Keeps you healthy. Anyway, all right. So what do we got here? I got a couple things now. We're going to talk about the 2 trailers I teased at the start of the stream, and then we'll go over the news. And then, of course, as always, you guys, we may have new people here. This stream runs a certain way. You guys tend to run the show. After I do my little bit of stuff, we cover the news. It's what you guys want to deal with, what you guys want to talk about. So basically, you either give $10 for me to rant on something, $15 to go over an article we see in the news or one you may have found, and $35 is chat, maybe watch us reviews, where I review an episode of television or a movie of your choice right here live on this stream with no edits, no takesy-backsies, no nothing. You get the straight shoot. And usually it's to torture me. It's not to make me have fun. It's to torture me. That's the game. Torture me. We used to watch videos, but I got a strike. I have another, let's see, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. I lost count of where I was. Shit. All right, you know what? I'll just look on the calendar. I'll just look on the calendar. I cannot do math. I'm a writer, not a mathematician. All right, so let's see. 6, 12, plus 2, 15, plus another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we got another 21 days living under the strike. Got another 21 days living under the threat of the strike. So unless it's a trailer, we are staying away from reacting to videos or other people's stuff here and there because we don't know who's going to be a bitch and who isn't. I can count. No. Shut up, Clanker. I can count on my fingers. It's just a matter of I forgot where I was if I had crossed over to 10. I hadn't been paying attention. I just been going like this. Whereas, when you reset it, you have to close the fist so you know you reset it and you're under the 15s. I can count on my fingers. Count. Shut up. I will reformat your AI ass into a more appropriate, better behaved mod. Goddamn clanker. Anyway. All right. So, you see, he made me lose train of thought. Lost train of thought. So, okay, yeah. So we are not going, no reacting to anything, at least until March. Okay? I got to play it safe. Don't want to get that second strike because then I can't stream anymore. First strike, you can still stream. Second strike, you can't. So we're just gonna be safe until then. We'll dip. I might allow a dipping of a toe back into reaction stuff in March. We'll see. I'll consider it because we're busy. We're busy here. We got a lot of stuff to do, and I want to make sure you guys are entertained. It's the whole point of you being entertained. You know what was not entertaining? The trailers from the Super Bowl last night. And once again, I did not watch the Super Bowl because I wasn't interested. I am not a sports ball guy anymore. I do not find sports entertaining anymore. I just do not. I used to be into it for years, especially basketball. Not anymore. So I just didn't watch it last night. Didn't do anything. I took I except for talking DS9 last night with the guys, I literally took the day off yesterday. Didn't do shit. But that doesn't mean things didn't happen that we have to talk about. Last night, 2 trailers played there. There were a lot of trailers last night, but only 2 that matter for what we talk about on this channel, what we cover. First one was James Gunn's Supergirl. These morons really thought they could get away with the trailer they put out because they have a lot of gun-tarred, cock-licking, ass-burrowing, tongue-punching droolers. That was pretty graphic, I know. Who will take it and go, oh, it's beautiful. Oh, it's art. Oh, it's so peak. They're really going to do that shit. And I watched the trailer after the fact, of course. And so we're not going to actually watch it because what's the point? Because it's rehashed garbage. It is literally shit 90% of what you saw in the last crap trailer with a little bit extra of puppy crypto thrown in. And mid-Millie Alcock. Yes, I said it. Mid-Millie Alcock. Not as hot as people want to pretend she is. Not going to simp for Millie Alcock. But there's a difference between color palette and Wicked for Good Grace Sludge. Supergirl looks absolutely phenomenal. We know this guy's a piece of shit. This guy's a complete piece of shit. Total she'll stand. But this is essentially 30 seconds of recycled trash. $10 million. Remember, 30 seconds at the Super Bowl is $10 million. And, let's see if we know what the budget is for Supergirl yet. I'm going to look real quick. Supergirl, if I could type, I'm at the angle. Fingers are not positioned correctly. Supergirl 2026 budget. Let's see if we know the budget yet. No, there is no budget. We are 4 months away. No, I'm sorry. It's July. Is it June or July? Shit, I think it's June or July. Well, I'm sorry. We're at least 5 months away. We're at least 5 months away. Let me switch it to this. Let me try 2026. See if it gives me that. Right. They're claiming $200 million. They're claiming $200 million. I probably higher. So right now, though, $200 million budget comes out on June 26th. The marketing campaign will only ramp up, and they just spent we know now officially, because we know, as I said, we know how much a Super Bowl commercial costs, $10 million. So the marketing campaign starts now at $10 million. They've probably already spent at least $50 million already on other stuff. So they're going to ramp that shit up. Marketing campaign is going to be a minimum $100 million. Let's be clear. Let's be frank. $100 million. Okay. So let's play the game. Let's do the math. They say $200 million, and we don't have any receipts yet. Unlike with Superman, we do not have receipts yet. Will we get some? I don't know. I'm not sure where they filmed. Where did they film it? Where did Supergirl 2026 film? Let me hang on a second. Where did Supergirl 2026 film? Okay, so they filmed in Iceland, the UK, and a little bit in LA. So we will get actual numbers eventually. Because you have to disclose your production budgets in the UK. They can't hide them like they hide them here. But right now, we'll play their game. 200 plus, we'll say $100 million right now for budget. We'll say 100 million. Okay, that's 300 million total. Now, for those who don't know how this game works, when you are estimating your budgets and your marketing budgets, you multiply it by 2.5 to get your break-even point. So let's multiply it by 2.5 equals 750 million break-even point. Right now, based upon the numbers we know and the numbers we suspect what the marketing is going to be, at least 100 million in the next 4 months. $750 million likely. Let's plug in a Supergirl 2026 marketing budget. Supergirl. Let's see if they'll give me that. Okay. Not been released. Official. All right, so we don't know. But we know what production marketing budgets are like. They're gonna put a lot of money into this stuff. So right now we're gonna run with, and I'm gonna run with this until I'm proven otherwise, because these are the bare minimum. $100 million for a large scale, big budget summer movie is $100 million. It'll be $100 million minimum. So we'll go with the minimum. 750 break even. I've said this time and time again. Supergirl caps out at 350 to 450. That's its ceiling. Because if Superman only made 615, Supergirl, and Superman when there was still goodwill and giving a chance, there is no way Supergirl even sniffs 600 million. Because nobody really cares about this. Guys like this jackass right here, Moonlight Warrior, who is a stellar piece of Stan Shield shit, they don't amount to anything. They can go rewatch this thing 5-6 times, and it's not going to make money. And the world, once again, if the world didn't care, I'm going to bring it down. We'll bring it back up in a second. Hold on 1 second. Let's bring this down. And I'm just going to bring this back up real quick, just to show you what the world was for Superman 2026. What the world was. Here it is right here. Bring it back up. The world only spent $264 million. Oh, look, it's up to 618 now. There's some fudging. It was at 615 last time we looked at this. A week or so ago. Somebody's playing magic numbers. $264 million was what the rest of the 7-odd billion people around the world spent on Superman 2025. If the world only spent $264 million on Superman, who is a bigger, more well-known character than Kara Zor-El, there is no money in this. It could have the same domestic box office as Superman, which I don't. I think its domestic would be more like 250 to 300, maybe 200 to 300. I'm gonna go down there. There's this. Now we're working with logic here, facts and logic, evidence in hand. No out of the blue fake number speculation. These are the facts right here. If Superman could only pull in 350 with the goodwill and benefit of doubt, then followed by bad word of mouth, pulling 354 and then 264, there is no way Supergirl sniffs at a 750 break even. Doesn't even sniff at the gross of this movie. Its gross will tap out around $400 million. Between 350 and 450. I'll give myself a little bit more wiggle room when the time comes. So do you understand what a bad movie it is? You need to generate interest and enthusiasm for your movie. And what do you do? You put out 30 seconds of the shit we've already seen, but oh, look, more digital fucking crypto. James Gunn, this is why Warner Brothers is being bought by Netflix, because it's run by idiots. Run by morons. Is there any flaw in my logic? I approach everything in my life with logic. It's very Vulcan of me, I know. Considering I'm so full of emotion, still a very Vulcan approach. I approach everything with logic. Does it make sense? I try to make it make sense. This doesn't make sense. You have 100 million people pretty much forced to watch your trailer for 30 seconds. And you even use the same recycled trash lines. Recycled trash lines of, he sees the good in everybody. I see the truth. Krypton didn't die in a day. It took longer than that. The Millie Alcock acting is so peak and beautiful. No, it isn't. No, it isn't. This is garbage. This is trash. It's going to be mid as hell. But guys like this, and I've got more that I'm going to show. We're going to come back to this on Sunday, as we do for deeper conversations. But the slobbering, because guys, did you know there was another preview of Supergirl last week? And everybody loved it. Their sources said everybody loved it. Give me a break, man. So you were Warner Brothers, you were DCU, you were DC Studios, and you had a chance. You had a captive audience for your Supergirl trailer last night. And you shoveled shit and said, look at my roses. That's what you did. That's what you did. But then here came Disney Star Wars. Disney Lucasfilm said, here, hold my beer. Last night at the Super Bowl, Disney Star Wars did what we didn't think they could do. They made it worse. How could you make Disney Star Wars worse? How can you make it even more relevant? How can you make it even more retarded than before? Oh, let's not have our captive 100 million people watching football. Let's not have our captive audience watch an actual trailer for Mandalorian and Grogu, which comes out on May 22nd, and on May 25th, on my day of doom, when we'll be at Galaxy's Edge in Orlando, Florida. We'll be going to see it that night. I'll be wearing face paint with a Baby Yoda fucker sitting right in my lap. There'll be video evidence. On that day, we will go see it. But on that day, this movie will come out. What do you think they're going to do? Do you think they're going to come out with a new trailer that maybe will tell something of the story, some summary, some little tease of what's going on to try and generate enthusiasm and excitement for Disney Star Wars, which sucks and nobody respects or gives a shit about unless you're a moron stan on social media? What do you think it did? What do you think they did? They put out an homage trailer / commercial with Sam Elliott doing a voiceover like it was some sort of Budweiser Clydesdale commercial. We'll say 95% CGI. The Tauntauns looked like they were inbred. And of course, you got baby fucking Yoda Grogu. And somebody who isn't even Pedro Pascal in Mando armor. Basically, spinning a yarn, handing the reins that blah, blah, blah. This is the way, blah, blah, blah. We're not going to watch it, not going to waste your time. You can go see it on your own time. Because we're going to talk about other things concerning this right now. So you have this here. $10 million. $10 million. And what do you get from it? What do you get from it? They claim the budget of this is only $166 million, which I do not believe. I do not believe that for a second. But we already know the marketing for this is going to be north of $100 million. So we do the math for that, blah, blah, blah. This movie's going to need probably around $500, $600 million to break even. I'm on the record, this movie caps at $450 also. That's where it caps. Because there's no interest. Look at the numbers. Let's refresh this real quick. Let's refresh this. It's been a while since I set this up. No, we're not doing this. No, stop. 2 million views in 18 hours only 14,000 upvotes to a continually rising 9,000 downvotes. And this is on the main Star Wars channel. It's probably a couple more million views spread out across Disney Lucasfilm, across the Disney, if they put it up on the main Disney to YouTube channel. Maybe a couple other places, 100K here or there. But only 2 million people have watched this trailer on their own, not being forced. And the 2 million are watching either people like me who are covering the news for this or the diehards who want to took-a-slick it. And then, of course, you go look in the chat right here, the comments. Mandalorian acting like it's a Budweiser commercial. Everyone at the bar tonight, it was a toy commercial. Everyone at the bar tonight. That's somebody commenting when they were watching the Super Bowl in the bar with the normies and the sports bros. It was a toy commercial. And it goes on. Sounds like the Tauntaun was the one narrating. Feels like a Budweiser commercial. I mean, it's over and over. That's what you get in the comments for this shit. Failure. You did not grab your audience. But now I'm going to ask you. That's why we're talking about now the cope of the stands defies logic. What do you think the shill stand reaction to this is? We have a star of today's discussion. There's a star. We have focused on this dumb son of a bitch before. A few weeks ago, myself, Dre, and Jed on Roundtable, we dissected his commentary on several things. This one individual, Jeremy, at Manabite, his whole thing is about, remember when people didn't hate everything for monetized views? I write about pop culture without the rage bait. No, what he does is he lies repeatedly over and over again. He gives out evidence that doesn't exist. He writes articles on X that are covered in so much brown-nosing shit that you can smell it through your screen. Because he'll take this stuff like this right here. We, of course, go to Star Wars Holocron, one of our favorite pieces of shit. Lucasfilm marketing brand lead Ryan Stankovich clears up confusion about the Mandalorian Grogu Super Bowl ad. There is no confusion. No, it was pathetic and lame. Our creative and marketing team landed a unique concept that gave a nod to classic big game spots of years past. It captured the warmth, humor, and emotional connection between these two beloved characters. Beloved characters! Nobody gives a fuck about Din Djarin. And Baby Yoda Grogu was a momentary flash in the pan, lightning in a bottle moment. Spurred on mostly by women and little girls who go, "Oh, baby." Didn't have any merch to buy, so made merch. Excuse me. And a bunch of drooling stans who think that this is legitimate Star Wars. This is the way. He's so cute. He's just like his dad, sliding around on his knees. Morons like that. So, these are not beloved characters. One is a character that can be played by anybody underneath the armor and the helmet, because Pedro Pascal is just a voice actor for it. And the other one is a little green monster you need to kill with fire. It was the perfect next step for our campaign as we lead up to their big screen debut this summer. So the perfect step is a pathetic commercial that, directed by Jon Favreau, 30 seconds of CGI tauntauns and doing this shit. Oh, he force pulled the whip. Oh, isn't he cute? Oh, look. And then, oh, it's the way. Oh, isn't this great? Here's our movie. Come watch it on May 22nd. No, we've seen in the chat here. Universally mocked. But no, Jeremy at Manabite. Jon Favreau directed an original 30-second commercial for The Mandalorian and Grogu and references some of the most famous Super Bowl commercials of all time, and Disney spent $10 million to air it during the game. marketing experts on social media, Disney doesn't know what they're doing. No, they don't. They don't. They don't. This guy is convinced that this was a brilliant move, that marketing your movie, which nobody really knows anything about, save for a single really bad teaser trailer, which showed us nothing. He thinks this is a good way to gauge interest because we continue with him. Spoofing the Budweiser Clydesdales with Tauntauns is probably one of the best Star Wars commercials ever. I want you to get in the Wayback Machine with me for a moment now. It is the year 1998. The first trailer for The Phantom Menace comes out and breaks the very fragile internet of the era. Breaks everybody's minds. That was the greatest Star Wars commercial of all time. The original Phantom Menace trailer. Whatever happened with Phantom Menace afterwards doesn't matter. Not part of the conversation. We're talking about engagement. We're talking about enthusiasm. When Darth Maul ignited the lightsaber for the second time, we already knew that double-bladed lightsabers existed from comics, but we'd never seen one live action on screen. When he goes and ignites it, oh, everybody lost their shit. Everybody went nuts. That was excitement, enthusiasm. Spoofing Budweiser Clydesdales is the best Star Wars commercial ever? Are you kidding me? He smokes crack. And he smokes the good stuff that Dre talks about from the 1980s. He's smoking full-on, make you cry in a corner crack. Do you understand what we're dealing with here now? This is somebody that says $10 million was well spent on this commercial because it was nice. We're not done with him. Why would Disney market Star Wars movie like a beer commercial during the biggest football game of the year that's watched by over 100 million people? Dumb you are. No, dumb you are. Because you're marketing to normies. This right here is only appealing to the squealing morons that go, oh, baby, and eat the slop that is Disney Star Wars. It is not appealing. This is not appealing to the dudes and dudettes who are watching the Super Bowl because they like to watch gladiatorial combat on the sports field. Dudes running into each other at full speed with the intent to cause harm and score points with a ball made of pigskin. That's who's watching the game. That's who was watching this dog shit commercial. Not even a trailer, a commercial. So you're telling me that it was brilliant, that it was a good marketing idea to put this in front of people who are not predisposed to watch your Disney Star Wars garbage. Once again, this individual is smoking 1980s grade crack. If you think this is a good idea. He's not done yet because here's what he did last night. I tracked it last night. I replied to a couple myself because I gave in. I was late. I was tired. Listen, I go about every 3-4 days before I respond to shit. He was replying constantly to people. Disney sucks promoting Star Wars. He kept telling everybody they made an original commercial spoofing one of the most famous annual Super Bowl spots that gets people talking about the movie for more than random clips from the movie. He repeated this ad nauseum because I kept seeing it pop up on my timeline because I replied to a couple. And there's the problem. This drooling idiot believes that all press is good press, that all social media interaction means good. We have already established over the past few years that just because something is trending, just because something is appearing to be talked about on social media, it doesn't mean it's positive. Once again, the comments underneath the trailer, roasting. The majority of people are roasting this trailer, commercial, whatever we're calling it. It's a commercial. It's not a trailer. There's no knowledge of the movie given to us in this. It's all nonsense. It's an attempt to be cute, and it failed. It's trending because people are making fun of it. It's not positive trending. People are looking at this like a joke now, and he keeps going. Reminder, somebody said the Mandoverse updates, another massive shill, especially for Dave Filoni Mandoverse. Reminder, the Stitch big game spot was just him on the screen causing chaos. No footage from the film. It's literally the exact same acting being. Oh, you see, here's where you don't understand. The Stitch destroying things, that was a proper homage to the original movie where he's destroying little things, the people with sandcastles. That was, and Stitch doesn't have baggage. Lilo and Stitch did not have baggage, and the trailers were good trailers. What happened in later, different story, but the trailers were good trailers. They showed respect for the original movie. Here he says, they're running the same campaign they did with Stitch, just with Grogu being cute. Stitch made $1 billion last May because 90% of the movie was the original movie. And as I said, Lilo and Stitch had no baggage. We are now, 14 years into Disney Star Wars. And there's enough baggage that a plane can't take off. This is a complete misunderstanding. Stitch has been a mainstay for a couple of decades at least. Stitch has a history. Stitch has a true fan base. Stitch is a beloved character. Baby Yoda Grogu was just a marketing ploy. It was a lack of creativity. Let's make a Baby Yoda species. Let's make a Baby Yoda. Let's just do that. And not have any merch ready for it at the time. This genius also says that Disney makes $1 billion in merch a year, and that Baby Yoda Grogu is the #1 selling product. I think you now understand what we're dealing with here. We're dealing with somebody who lives in a true fantasy world. This is cognitive dissonance on 1980s grade crack. Massive difference here, as I said. You could try and move it the way he did with Stitch, but people like Stitch. Nobody likes Baby Yoda Grogu. And here's the proof. One last thing here. This individual, Cam, Glup Shitto and Joyer. So this guy loves the Disney Star Wars shit. Marvel and Star Wars enthusiast, reviewer, and writer for Something Garbage, I Don't Care. And oh yeah, look right there. It tells this guy, this is someone who's fully on the agenda-driven train. But he says this, and I know he's talking about this because here is our friend Jeremy at Manabite right here. The issue with this, talking about this commercial, the issue with this is that it's only marketed towards Americans. I have zero clue about famous Super Bowl ads. The rest of the world exists. Like, sure, fine if the spot worked in America, but I think 30 seconds and 10 million could have been better spent. Uh-oh, somebody said the quiet part out loud. There is more of a market than just the Americas, or just America. You know, whatever going on here. More of a market than just America. And if somebody who willingly puts their lips on the teat of the green milk swilling alien and sucks it down and says, please, sir, can I have some more? If they are questioning this Super Bowl ad, then you have a problem. There are cracks in the stand base. They are not all buying in. This is a failure of monumental proportions. Nobody is talking about this movie as excitement. They're talking about this as a joke because Disney Star Wars is a joke. And no matter how many delusional things a guy like Jeremy at Manabite can say, there is no way 100 million people who were there to watch football gave a shit or are interested to look more into Mandalorian Grogu, even though the commercial was directed by Jon Favreau. And you say directed, it's literally 90% CGI slop. There's no actual acting in here. What did you stand next to Sam Elliott and say, yeah, say it like that, Sam? Was that the extent of Jon Favreau's direction? Jon Favreau's not your friend. He's not your buddy. He was always a mercenary. Doesn't give a shit about Star Wars. Doesn't give a shit about anything you care about. He sells out to make money. Too bad Mandalorian and Grogu will not make any money. All right, I'm done. Yeah. Am I wrong? Am I wrong? Am I wrong? Go blow my nose. Tell me I'm wrong. I mean, seriously, am I wrong? Did I say anything that was wrong there? Yep, Jed, they are high. And yeah, all press is not good press. You guys watched it. They were. Yeah, they were. That was the thing. They released stuff before time. So here it is. I mean, none of this is going to move the needle. In fact, I think this hurt it. This hurt it. And it does not change my predictions at all. 450 ceiling for Mandalorian Grogu. And they need at least $600 million to break even. There's no way that movie cost only $166 million. There's no way. I didn't watch that yet. If I'm going to be made to watch it, I don't want to know what's going on. Because Kratos has already told me he's going to make me watch this. So I don't know. I don't know what's going on. So I think I'm best left in the dark about it. So I have no predisposed opinion on it. But, I mean, there were other trailers. I mean, the Hail Mary trailer was over 2 minutes, wasn't it? I believe it was over 2 minutes. It was a full trailer, correct? It was a full trailer. So that was probably $40 million well spent to gain traction and interest with people who may not be inclined. As opposed to, oh, wasn't it really smart that they made it like a Clydesdale Budweiser commercial? No, that was retarded. It doesn't say Star Wars. See, that's the point of it. It doesn't say Star Wars. It does not. And people are not talking about the movie. They're talking about how dumb the trailer commercial was. That's what everybody's talking about today. Yeah, I mean, see now, Jed is really into the Hail Mary. He wants it to be good, and he's saying the trailer did its job. So good. I'm glad. I hope you guys get a good movie, and I hope when I'm made to watch it, I don't suffer. And so we'll see what happens. Maybe it was cheaper. Yeah, that might be a thing, Kel. That it was cheaper. Might be a thing. Anyway, so there, I've said my piece on that stuff. Let's see if we got any action going on. Nope, no action going on. So let's move into the news. I went for a while on that, but I intended to. Let's get into the news, see what's going on. Let's refresh everything. We'll comment as we see fit on things, as we are wont to do. Here we go. Hope you guys are doing all right today. We got people here today. Thank you guys for tuning in this afternoon. Please hit that like button. Hit the like button. Show the love. It's a very simple task. All right, let's bring up the news. And let's see what we got going on here. All right, let's start, as always, with variety, the central of all shit. Listen, Super Bowl stomps domestic box office as Zootopia rules global turnstiles. Tits and Rhinos' confidence in Warner Brothers deal. I don't care what you're talking about there. Catherine Zeta-Jones, very airbrushed in this photo here. Very airbrushed because her face is plastic now. Jones to play unorthodox marriage counselor in thriller Cupid for director Tate Taylor. Don't worry, darlings, writers. Okay. I'm gonna say this, and let's all be adults and not giggle. Let's all be adults and not giggle. Anals in Love. Director Charlene Bourgeois. Taquette returns with A Woman's Life, boarded by B4 Films. And we got through that. See, we're adults here. We got through it. Script sells Core TV to Jelly Smacks Law and Crime Network. Remember when Core TV was a thing that people actually watched for a while, where it was like it was a grim thing to look at. Remember that? Remember that? Anyway, what is this? What's going on here? Okay. Sorry. Chat window was doing something weird there. I remember Core TV was a thing. It was a thing for a while, and then it wasn't. SAG-AFTRA begins studio talks amid media blackout. I don't care. You can all cry. Delroy Lindo reflects on Sinners, his first Oscar nomination, and the award snubs in between the work that still stands. Hey, Delroy Lindo's a good actor. I always enjoy Delroy Lindo. He's a good actor. Video game marketing veteran Christopher Erb joins. Don't care. Fox picks up new season of Running Wild with Bear Grylls. I never liked Running Wild with Bear Grylls. Listen, I do not like those shows because you're telling me the cameraman is going through the same shit he is. No, he's going over the craft table a few feet away that they bring along with him. I don't believe that shit. I do not believe that shit. One time I saw my last memory of Bear Grylls was I watched an episode. This is when I saw terrestrial television 15, 16 years ago. He was going through poop and he took out a piece of undigested fruit, washed it off, and ate it. No. Infinity no. Don't care. Let's move on. Bad Bunny wore his signature Adidas sneakers during the Super Bowl halftime show. I did not watch Bad Bunny. I didn't even watch Kid Rock. I didn't watch it. I don't care about any of this stuff. But I will say this. What I've seen this morning is the two sides of the ideological table. One side saying Bad Bunny won the day because 100 million people watched. Yeah, because they were there watching the Super Bowl. And I've seen the clips of the people in the stadium. They were all checked out during his so-called great performance. At the same time, people tuned in for Kid Rock and what went on over there at TP USA. But still, I mean, I like Kid Rock. Always have. Enjoy him. Based. But he's not relevant. He's not relevant. Point is, the conversation surrounding this Bad Bunny Super Bowl thing and the TP USA Super Bowl halftime thing, it's retarded, all of it. Each side trying to claim victory, even the side I side with, you're trying to look too hard. So, ugh. Anyway, so yeah, I do apparently. So I didn't know this until this morning. Bad Bunny did the whole halftime show in Spanish. Fuck off. We're in America. When we say America, we don't mean the North American, South American continents. We mean the United States of America. We speak English and bad English. We ain't speaking your Spanish. I'm sorry. It's not happening. English. Man. Imagine thinking for a second that last year's mumble rap was actually better than this shit. YouTube reveals pricing channels for lower cost packages launching this week. Okay, YouTube TV. I don't care about YouTube TV. I'm on regular YouTube, not YouTube TV. Paradise's official companion podcast hosted by Ryan Michelle Bathy. I don't even know what that is. Already talked about the kid for God of War. I mean, he looks like he's way too young. Too young. Really? Yeah. Yeah. Well, let's be honest. These people who do the current music industry don't know how to put on shows anymore. They don't know how to put on a show for an audience. Michael Jackson, Prince, all those great halftime shows of Yonder Your, they knew how to perform for a live audience. These jackasses don't know what they're doing. Funimation founder Gen Fukunaga joins George R.R. Martin on Bizarre Studios. Oh, that's not. Listen. Let's not pretend Funny is a great place. Funny is terrible. Funny is a terrible organization. All right. For a while, they were all we had. But Funny ain't great, man. And you're joining Germ for something? Color me uninterested now. I don't care about your soccer movie. Mary J. Blige, Paul Simon, Hoser, John Batiste, Elvis Costello with headline Live, Love Rocks, New York City 10th anniversary benefit. Good luck when you go there. Better bring a lot of security. It's dangerous up in the Apple. Logan Paul defends Bad Bunny after Logan Paul turns a halftime show in protest. Oh, that's such a fucking grift. Oh, the Paul brothers they're just working an angle. They could give a shit either way. That's just the fucking Paul brothers. Pieces of shit. We're not going to talk about the Milani stuff. Again, both sides are trying to push narratives about the Milani movie. I don't give a fuck. Milani is hot. She's a nice person. That's all I care about. Don't Cry Gucci Family Series. Keira Knightley, Alicia Vikander, Jamie Dornan, and some Aaron Kellyman star in dark comedy The Worst. Yeah, I don't care. Don't care about some more commercials. Let's go a little farther. Harry Potter series set to be streaming event of the decade, says Warner Bros. Discovery streaming boss. Yeah, we'll get into that. There's another article title coming up on another tab, so we're going to hold off on comment there for a second. Lady Gaga says it was her honor to be in Bad Bunny Super Bowl halftime show. It's so bad it makes me cough. Give me a break. Ugh. Nobody cares about these fake ass motherfuckers. Please. Couple of my dose. Hang on. Sorry about that. I'm still a little bit of a mess here. You got to bear with me. I apologize. I'm a bit of a sicky mess. Again, good luck to Savannah Guthrie and Hunt for Her Mom. HBO Max says UK launch subscription plans. Too late, man. Lee Jun-ho on Cashero Success. I don't know who that is. He's Korean. I don't care. Prince William and Kate Middleton have been deeply concerned by Epstein Files, spokesman says. Oh, we're not talking Epstein Files. We don't do that. Anything else here? Anything else here? Anything else? No. But once again, here is the push. Just to remark on that. Bad Bunny Super Bowl halftime show was an all-American triumph. One world Leviathan, lower your borders. Turning Point USA was a boring MAGA grift with Kid Rock. Both sides are retarded. Let's go on to IGN. What's else started? God of War finds a transfer. We talked about that. Harry Potter HBO actor says series includes Malfoy's home life in a switch up from books and movies. So there it is. The Harry Potter show, which is claiming to be book accurate, even though we have Black Snape and other shit in there. They're going to tell things that were never in the book. They're going off script. Going off manuscript, off book. Listen, this thing's going to be mega watched. People are going to line up to watch Harry Potter Season 1. I'll be there. I'm going to put together a team to review it because I can't review it by myself, unfortunately. I cannot do it by myself. I'm not that much of a Potterhead. But we'll be there in a year and a half. In 2 years. In 2 years. Not till 2027. We'll be there. We'll review it. We'll find out. But the red flags keep popping up. The red flags keep popping up. Korean developer Nexon reportedly working on latest attempt to make a StarCraft shooter. Dude, StarCraft is a dead IP. StarCraft is a dead IP. Nobody cares about StarCraft. We were all down with it back in the day. You have no idea how much we played that shit, man. Oh. Hardcore. Hardcore. Nobody cares about StarCraft anymore. Nobody does. Be honest. Be honest. Teen by default age setting rolling out globally on Discord next month with age verification needed to disable content filtering. I am glad I just used Discord to talk with morons when we're playing games. Me and the fellow retards, it's just there to talk when we're playing games. I don't need it for anything else. I do not. It is not something I hate Discord. I wish we were back in the days of just Vent, where it was just, we're in there just for voice chatting. I miss that. I hate Discord. Stranger Things star Matthew Modine gets vocal about his feelings on the finale in Conformity Gate. I just want to harken back to a month ago where we had the conversations, the relevancy, the continued conversation with Stranger Things. Oh, it fell off just like I said it would. Nobody cares anymore. Nobody cares. Nobody gives a damn. Nintendo fans believe Super Mario Galaxy movie features time travel or some kind of age-reversing spell. Well, they got Baby Mario and Luigi, so something. I don't know. Listen, don't care about second Mario movie. I don't care. Not a Nintendo guy. Enough of one anymore to give a damn. I'll probably watch it eventually, but I'm not even going to bother reviewing it. I can't give an accurate review. I have no enthusiasm for it. As Helldivers 2 launches the battle for Cyberstan, Arrowhead says it's already plotting to expand the scope of the game. I never played it. I never got in on the whole Helldivers thing. But all I ever hear these days from the people who I know played it is, man, I miss Helldivers. It has its continued base for sure. But it is not the talk of the town. It is not the cock of the walk anymore. And I don't think there's anything Arrowhead can do to ever reclaim the enthusiasm, the joy that people were having when it first launched. I don't think they can ever do it. Nothing's ever going to bring it back. People still enjoy it. They got tanks now and shit, I hear, but don't do that. All right. Yeah, Jed's going live, going over. We'll send you guys over there and we're done here. Sony announces PlayStation State of Play broadcast for this week. All right, here's my prediction. Because it won't happen when we're streaming. Because this shit never happens when we're streaming. Otherwise, we would cover it. Everybody's going to complain. So they're not really going to show anything interesting. Might be one or two bright spots. And everybody's going to say, oh, just didn't everything. And then it's over. That's it. That's all it's going to be. That's all it's going to be. Listen, all I care about, I don't need a state of play. We've got Crimson Desert in 20 days. No, I'm sorry, 30 days. 30 days. No, let's see, 9. Yeah, we got Crimson Desert around 30 days. I am jazzed for Crimson Desert. I cannot wait. I'm excited. We got dual wielding, baby. Yeah. Can't wait. We'll be streaming that. Epic Games hits back at claims it refused to explain why controversial horror game Horses was banned from its storefront. No comment. Having a project killed is a brutal experience. Prince of Persia creator reacts to Sands of Time remake cancellation. Let's be honest here. Is that word of the day? Let's be honest. Be honest. Be honest. Be honest. Nobody was caring about a Sands of Time remake. Nobody cared. Ubisoft did not have a winner there. And Tencent knew it. That's why Tencent killed it. There's the truth. I mean, yeah, it sucks to have your shit killed. Have that many, they were close to it. How bad was it that they had to kill it in its crib? Overwatch's promise of a new era tempts back thousands of players, giving the sequel its biggest month since launch. Almost 70,000 people jumped in on over the weekend. Well, FOMO. I'm going to attribute that to FOMO. If I knew how to properly gauge it, I mean, if you put in Overwatch, will it actually on Steam charts? Will it actually say Overwatch, or will it give something the wrong one? I don't know. I can't. I don't know if I can actually bring it up right there, but I don't like hero shooters. Never my thing. This is a hill worth dying on. Overwatch actor supports potential redesign of criticized character. Once again, don't care. And only people that care about it are the people that are jerking off to the porn. And Overwatch porn will never do it for me because I don't play Overwatch, so I don't care. Canceled BioShock movie included both of the game's endings, Gore Verbinski reveals. I never played BioShock, so I don't have an opinion on that. I never played BioShock, was never into it. Rayman creator discusses the Rayman remake Ubisoft has yet to announce. I'm going to ask this again. Rayman bros. Are there any Rayman bros out there? Are there? I'll give you a moment. No, probably not. I mean, Rayman is not something people are frothing at the mouth for. They're not champing at the bit. What is a Rayman? Yeah. I've always heard BioShock was great. I'm not into FPSs. I'm really not. I don't really do it. And also at the time, I didn't have access to the consoles it was on. So I was never a BioShock guy. I'm not saying they're not good. It's just it was never something I was into. So I'm not that kind of gamer. It's not my kind of gaming. Yeah, what is a Rayman though? Nobody cares about Rayman. No one's asking for a Rayman remake. Microsoft reportedly sees 2027 next-gen Xbox launch as best case scenario, following AMD's suggestion of new hardware next year. We talked about that last week for a minute. Ain't no way Xbox reclaiming any sort of confidence in the customer base with a 2027 console drop. Ain't no way. People ain't buying. Pokemon Super Bowl ad asks Lady Gaga, Trevor Noah, and more, what's your favorite Pokemon? Wow, I bet that went over well with real Pokemon fans. I bet that went over real well. I'll have to ask Jeremy and Beardo about that because they are Pokemon guys, and I know they were both watching the Super Bowl. So I'm going to have to ask them about that. Commercials, trailers, blah, blah, blah. A cult Diablo-style action RPG, The Dark West announced. Ooh, maybe. That sounds intriguing. And there we go. Let's check out Park Place now. Bad Bunny wipes Instagram as Super Bowl halftime debate continues. I saw that. I didn't know if it was real. I didn't know if that. So the dude nuked his Instagram account. Why? Why did he nuke his Instagram account? I'm seriously asking. I don't know. These are not waters in which I swim. I have no answers for these right now. I don't know. Nelson Peltz claims Josh D'Amaro was chosen as Disney CEO because Bob Iger needs a reason to stay on. I asked this question last week. I'm going to ask it again. Has Bob Iger given up his office with the shower? Will he in a couple of weeks, will he be giving up his office with the shower to Josh D'Amaro, or will he be sent to the Chapek room? This will tell us everything we need to know once Josh D'Amaro is sworn in as Disney CEO. Tells us everything we need to know. HBO Harry Potter star claims show will explore more than the books, and that's exactly what fans announced. But yeah, we already talked about that. That's another red flag. Fox and Hulu released first teaser trailer for The Faithful Woman of the Bible. Sure. I'm sure there's an audience for that. Faith-based programming is on the rise, so I'm sure there is an audience for that. But that's still Disney. Hulu, it's Disney. And Fox is Disney. So, weird. Rumor, X-Men villain appearing in Spider-Man Brand New Day. I've been saying those are red flags about this movie, that your villains are not Spider-Man villains. Yeah, you're getting the Scorpion. What does that matter? What does that matter? That movie, I A movie's going to make $1 billion, but I have a feeling it's going to be a narrative disaster. Disney Plus adult content surge sparks backlash as Hulu merger reshapes family platform. Oh, no. And Leslie Headland claims the acolyte succeeded despite backlash and cancellation. Well, we're living in a weird world. All right, that's the news. I'm sticking to it. We'll see where we go from there. Give you guys a couple minutes. Let's see. We got anything? Nope. No. You guys are not. You have nothing extra you guys want to talk about. So we'll begin wrap-up procedures. Okay, it is the beginning of the week. What's going on? Tonight, 7:30 p.m., I will be over on Jed's channel playing some Jump Space. You guys can catch me there tonight for a couple hours. We'll just have a little fun. Play a little Jump Space. It'll be great. Then no Stream of Conscious. I think I'm shelving the show because I need to keep going to bed earlier. I've been going to bed earlier, trying to get some sleep, get some rest, and I have to stay on a schedule sleep because jackass maintenance is coming in on Thursday morning for the preventive maintenance, and I have to be up when they come in. So I have to make sure I'm up in the morning. So I need to make sure I'm regulate my sleep for the week. No staying up till 4 a.m. crap. So what we got the rest of the week though? Tomorrow, Tuesday, solo gaming streams will probably reappear on Tuesdays when we're playing something we're all really into. But no solo gaming stream tomorrow night, as I'm gonna probably sort of take the night off in general, kind of rest, because I want to make sure I don't overexert myself. Wednesday though. All right, here's the deal. I mentioned this last week on Ballbusters. There's literally 15 to 20 minutes left on Dragon Quest 1 HD 2D remake. I did a little off-camera work. I managed to, on my own, didn't cheat. I went back and scrounged around, found Erdrick's shield, and as I predicted, the sword was in Dragon Lord's castle. So I knew where that was, and I got that. So I'm ready to go. I've leveled up a little bit more, packed on an extra 10 levels. So we're good to beat the game, but it's just a few minutes. So I feel like streaming the remainder of this is kind of pointless. Basically, only a handful of you, like literally 10, 15 of you were only giving a damn. So I'm probably just going to finish this and move on, and I'll play Dragon Quest on my 2 on my own. So that means the poll to vote on what comes next is now complete, or I'll give you guys another 24 hours. Right now, it looks like it'll be Final Fantasy X HD Remaster. It had a substantial lead, but only 26 votes. So a voting could still, an influx of votes could still change that. So I'm going to give you guys until this time Wednesday. When we come back Wednesday for the show, we will close the poll then. So whatever it says then will be the game we play Wednesday night. Fair enough? Fair enough. So you guys go vote. The poll is on the post tab on the main page. Go over there. You can also remember to vote. In 3 weeks, we've got Nerdgasm. So please go vote over there if you haven't voted yet. If you have just arrived, don't know what's going on. Right now, Farscape is winning. I'd love to talk Farscape. Question is, who am I going to bring on to talk it? That's a problem. I'm not sure if I can bring on people to talk about it. I'll do my best. Get a panel together to talk some Farscape for a couple hours at the end of the month. Other than that, Thursday, Starfleet Academy episode 6. I have no idea what's happening on it right now. If you haven't watched my other reviews, please go do it. They're fun. They're exciting. Friday, Ballbusters. I don't know who our guest is yet. Dermy will probably tell me at some point. And then, of course, Saturday Night Drive-In. If, according to Jed, if the Artemis rocket launches, we'll be watching Apollo 13. If they bump it again, we'll be watching Sunlight Spotless Mind, Jim Carrey movie, Sunlight on the Spotless Mind, whatever. I hate that movie, but we'll watch that one. So it's an if and. It's an if or. It's an if or situation. I cannot predict what the upload for Drive-In will be this weekend. But we will be here 6 p.m. Eastern. That one's for Dermy. 6 p.m. Eastern. For Where No Man Wants to Go reviews, where myself, Brad, Jed, and Dermy will break down and kick the crap out of Starfleet Academy. And everybody showed up for the stream on Saturday. It was great. We had a great time. A lot of discussions. Good actual nerd discussion in there, too. Had a lot of fun. And then, of course, the round table returns 3 p.m. Eastern this Sunday. We're back. Took a week off for Super Bowl, but we're back. We've already got stuff to talk about. I'm already lining up the conversations. We're ready to go. It'll be great. Be fired up. Have a good time. Either way, that's what we got. And as we go out the door right now, nope, we're done for the day. So thank you, everybody, for joining me this afternoon. I hope you had a good time. Hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel. And I'll see you guys later tonight playing some Jump Space over on the Endless Frontiers. And right now, I'm going to send you guys over to Jid. So take it easy. Have a good rest of your day, everybody. And this time I will hit the end button properly. I don't know what happened last week. You're not going to see me getting up. We're ending this. Good night.